The sun beats down on an endless desert. A lone caravan crests a dune camels loaded with silk, spices, and secrets. Behind them, China. Ahead, Rome. Between 10,000 miles of mountain steppe and sand. No one has ever walked this far and lived to tell, but today they will. And in doing so, they'll weave the first thread of a global web that shrinks the world. Welcome to the story of ancient ways, the dusty roads, relay posts, and daring traders who connected humanity long before satellites or ships. If you've ever wondered how ideas traveled before the internet, stay close. The journey is about to begin. For millennia, distance was destiny. Empires rose and fell in isolation. China invented paper in 105 CE, but Europe wouldn't see it for 1,000 years. Rome built aqueducts, but India's mathematicians solved equations centuries earlier known across the Himalayas. Trade was local, knowledge was locked, and cultures grew in their own gardens. Then, around 130 BCE, a Han Dynasty explorer named Zhang Qian returned from a 13-year journey west with tales of vast grasslands, powerful horses, and a route that could link the Yellow River to the Mediterranean. The emperor listened, and the Silk Road was born, not as a single highway, but as a living network of trails, oases, and agreements that turned strangers into partners. This wasn't one road, it was a web. From Shan, in China, paths split north through the Gobi, south via the Taklamakan, west over the Pamir roof of the world, then fanned out to Antioch, Tyre, and finally Rome. Over 40 countries, 3 continents, 7 climate zones. No empire controlled it all. Instead, it thrived on cooperation. Persian satraps taxed safely, Sogdian merchants translated deals, Tibetan monks guarded passes. The secret wasn't conquest, it was connection. The tools were simple but revolutionary. Bactrian camels, 2-humped, cold-resistant, carried 500 pounds each, walking 30 miles a day for weeks without water. Relay stations, Yam in Mongol, caravanserai in Persian, dotted the route. Every 15 to 25 miles, stone inns with wells, stables, and guards. A trader could hand off goods, sleep, and continue with fresh animals. Standardized coins, Roman Orii, Persian drams, Chinese ban liang, a deal in Samarkand honored a debt in Chang'an, and paper contracts, invented in China and carried west, replaced memory with law. One 2nd century Sogdian letter found in Dunhuang 2025 digitization reads, "Send 100 bolts of silk. I will pay in glass beads upon arrival." The first international wire transfer. The strategy was trust. No single king ruled the road, so safety came from reputation. The Sogdians' master linguists acted as middlemen, speaking Persian, Tocharian, Sanskrit, and Chinese. They built family networks, a son in Bukhara, a cousin in Kashgar, an uncle in Antioch. If one cheated, the whole web suffered. Parthian safe conduct passes, clay seals with royal stamps guaranteed passage, and Buddhist monasteries along the route offered sanctuary, food, and news. A monk's gossip in Kashmir became a merchant's tip in Constantinople. The road wasn't built. It grew one deal, one safe night, one shared meal at a time. The journey began in Xi'an, capital of Han China. A caravan of 50 camels loads raw silk, lacquer, and iron tools. They cross the Jade Gate, enter the Taklamakan, go in, don't come out, and skirt the desert's edge, stopping at Meran for water, Nia for dates. At Kashgar, they meet Sogdian agents who swap Chinese goods for Bactrian horses and lapis lazuli from Afghanistan. Over the Pamir, not 14,000 feet high, oxygen thin, they trade with Kyrgyz nomads for furs. In Samarkand, Persian glass and Roman coins arrive via the southern branch. Finally, in Antioch, a Roman senator unrolls a bolt of silk and marvels. It came from the edge of the world. The trip, 2 years. The cost, a fortune. The result, priceless. The exchange wasn't just goods, it was ideas. Buddhism traveled from India to China in monks' saddlebags by 67 CE. The White Horse Temple in Luoyang housed the first sutras. Greek astronomy reached Chang'an. Chinese compasses later sailed west. Gunpowder, invented in 9th century Temps labs, sparked Ottoman cannons. Paper left China in 751 CE after the Battle of Talas. Captured craftsmen taught Abbasid Baghdad, and by 800 CE, paper mills lined the Tigris. One 2025 DNA study of Silk Road skeletons shows genetic mixing, Han Chinese markers in Roman-era Turkey, Iranian DNA in Xinjiang mummies. The road didn't just carry silk, it carried humanity. The legacy endures. When Marco Polo walked the road in 1271, he followed paths laid 1,400 years earlier. When the Ottomans closed the land route in 1453, Europe launched ships to find a sea path. Columbus sailed west because the east was blocked. The road's collapse birthed the age of exploration. Today, China's Belt and Road Initiative 2025 update invests $1 trillion in ports, rails, and fiber cables, reviving the ancient web in steel and silicon. In Dunhuang, 2025 tourists scan QR codes at cave paintings that once guided camel drivers. The road never died, it just upgraded. Stand in Shan's old city wall at dusk, look west. The same sun that lit Zheng Qian's path still sets over the same mountains. The camels are gone. The caravanserai are museums. But the impulse to connect, to reach, to trade, to understand still pulls us forward. One dusty trail, 2,000 years ago, proved the world was not flat, it was linked.